Any of y'all niggas ask me about a Cassidy question, we're gonna cut the interview. This a hip hop, this Philly, so we're gonna do whatever. We ain't got no limits to this interview. But first of all, cuz he a weirdo from the town. We ain't gonna use his name no more. Cuz he a weirdo from the town. He can't come back to the city really. Last 5 times he been back to the city, he was back here with me or even ARF. He ain't addressed everything ARF said in none of his raps because he won't address it. He's scared to address it. He won't dare address that. And ARF ain't saying nothing new. He been saying shit like this. He only saying it because of the camera.
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out the shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at, I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know.
Meek Mill and Cassidy have had a storied beef in the past that actually started off as a friendship but would eventually go left. The diss tracks within this beef were absolutely legendary. So today, we break down the entire history of what happened in Meek Mill versus Cassidy. Let's get into it. In the early to mid 2000s, a kid in Philadelphia by the name of Robert Williams began battle rapping in the trenches of Philly. During this time, a fellow Philly battle rapper by the name of Cassidy would gain traction after battle rapping throughout the 90s. He was known for being undefeated in rap battles and would eventually sign to Rough Riders as a member of the group Larceny. He would later become the flagship artist in his mentor Swizz Beatz' label Full Surface Records. Cassidy would make his national debut when he was a feature on the track Bigger Than Business with the likes of Snoop Dogg, Jadakiss, and Diddy. Cassidy blew up with the release of his debut album Split Personality on March 16, 2004, which sold 118,000 copies within the first week. This album included the hit song Hotel with R. Kelly. Cassidy would follow up on June 28, 2005, when he dropped his second studio album, I'm a Hustler. The following year, in January 2006, Cassidy was arrested and convicted of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of an instrument of crime for his involvement in a shooting. He was sentenced to 11 to 23 months behind bars. After his release, he dropped his third album, Bars, The Barry Adrian Restory, on November 6, 2007, which went on to sell 63,000 copies within the first week. After that, Cassidy would part ways with Swizz Beatz and his label. Now let's backtrack to 2006. Robert would pursue a solo rap career under the name Meek Mills, which was eventually changed to just Meek Mill, and would drop several mixtapes on the circuit, including his legendary Flamers series, which would gain him major traction. In 2008, Meek Mill was convicted of possession of drug paraphernalia and was sentenced to 11.5 to 23 months behind bars and 7 years of probation in January 2009. That summer, in June 2009, just 5 months after being locked up, Meek Mill was released from jail and paroled under house arrest rules. When Meek Mill came home, he would be welcomed home by none other than Philly legend Cassidy. They formed a friendship between each other as Meek Mill was on the come up. The two of them even have videos freestyling in Meek's living room. Just a year later, on March 12, 2010, Meek Mill dropped his highly anticipated mixtape Flamers 3 The Wait Is Over, and after that, he became one of the hottest free agents in the rap game. Meek followed up in August when he dropped his mixtape Mr. Philadelphia, where he would debut his new look when he cut his hair. In February 2011, Meek Mill signed to Rick Ross's Maybach music group Imprint. Meek Mill was on fire, but it would get even crazier when on August 11th, 2011, Meek Mill dropped the first installment to his Dream Chasers series. After that, Meek Mill was undoubtedly one of the hottest artists in the world. Now, Cassidy noticed that Meek Mill started becoming way more cocky and ego-driven after his major blow-up. According to Cassidy, he called Meek to make songs after Meek blew up, but Meek didn't want to work with him, which rubbed Cassidy a certain way, because Cassidy was actually trying to help Meek come up before his blow-up, but Meek wouldn't do anything for Cassidy when he was hot.
Cass, going from there, I wanted to ask you, man, how did the beef, if you would call it that even, with Meek Mill originally start?
Misunderstandings. You know what I mean? I had a relationship with Meek Mills before his success. We did a lot of records together, hung out a lot of times. There's even a lot of footage that you could pull up. and see of us, you know what I mean, developing a relationship before his success. But those once he got more successful and started putting out singles, I reached out to him to work on a record. It made more sense now. We had records before when I was popping already and you was like up and coming. So it was like more one-sided, you know what I'm saying? But now that you got records out and you popping like throughout the whole country, if we do a record together, it'd be big for the city. So I reached out and tried to get it done, but I guess it was a misunderstanding in the timing and the response and getting the record done. It seemed like it was like real easy before the success came, but I still had success and I was making it easy for him to reach out, get records done. But when he got a little bit of success, it seemed like it was like it just was, the timing was off, things was different. So at the time I just responded in a way and that's how the whole shit started. But, you know, he don't owe me a record. It's not like he gotta definitely do nothing for me. Like we don't never gotta work again for the rest of our life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just be misunderstandings of emotion. Sometimes you don't understand what niggas got going on in their life, what they capable of. I mean, he could be thinking like, yo, Cass gonna get busy, so I gotta really fully lock in and dedicate time to writing the best verse so we could do it big for the city, and I don't got that time right now. Who knows what could have been going on, you know what I'm saying? So it could have been just a misunderstanding, misinterpretations, but shit like that happened, and that's why we started dropping the songs and things like that.
It wouldn't be until November 2012 that this beef would officially begin. It all started when Meek Mill took to Twitter to challenge Cassidy to a $100,000 rap battle, in which Cassidy would accept Meek's offer, but Meek would take back his offer to battle Cassidy when he tweeted saying, "Now I don't want to battle, lol, I'ma stick to making this fire. Y'all dudes talk too much. I'm not gonna battle none of these dudes that's not popping. I'm popping. Some of these dudes gotta pay me to do that. My album hotter than any battle rap you can ever make. Hashtag dreams and nightmares. Go get that real shit. Man, I said I wanted Mook and Cassidy to battle. Mook, the king of that shit to me." The next month in mid-December, Cassidy got an endorsement deal to make a remix of Gangnam Style called Condom Style. Meek Mill took to Instagram, posting a picture of Cassidy with the caption, "Go to rapwriter.com. This is the worst song in the history of rapping. This gotta be a joke." Cassidy got wind of this, so a couple of days later, he dropped a track called Me, Myself, and iPhone, where he would send shots at Meek Mill.
Me too, but what you gonna do about this Meek?
He said he wanna battle niggas, but when I took him up on his offer, he started to reconsider.
That cat lame, on every song he rap the same. That cat change, he got a deal and don't act the same.
That nigga wildin' cause he sold a couple 100,000, but I sold triple what that nigga sold my first album.
He not selling cause that nigga can't stop yelling. He know he can't f with you, that nigga look up to you.
They ain't nothing new, I raised son. I was around when that clown couldn't even get his braids done.
Why he drop that I'm a ball shit?
Cause his boss say you're boss, and he just on his boss. I usually don't get mad, but I had enough. When he dropped that song, Amen, that was blasphemous.
This is where this beef officially began on wax. After that, Cassidy would appear on The Breakfast Club to address the situation with Meek Mill.
The reason you let me down is because I'm on Twitter yesterday and I'm arguing with people. I'm like, when it comes to songs, Meek Mill might make better songs, but when it comes to battle rapping, he don't want no problems with Cassidy.
He definitely don't.
But then I hear the diss record and I'm like, it wasn't what I was expecting. You could have came a little harder.
That's because it wasn't a diss record, you know what I'm saying? I was messing around with the beats, got my MP back, was banging out and just put something together. But I just put it out a couple hours after we went through that Twitter situation, so everybody called it a Meek diss. But it wasn't. It just was a record that I just put out just to get the street some bars. If I do a diss record, it's going to be on the ether level, if not worse. It's going to be direct. You're going to know it's a diss record. You're going to know who I'm talking about. That was just a little record I just threw out there for the streets to keep them fed. You know what I'm saying?
So all the kidnapping your daughter, that wasn't Meek. That wasn't for Meek.
I don't think Meek none of that was for Meek.
Oh, okay.
You listen
Yeah,
to
Meek
the
has his
bars.
son.
You listen to the bars, you could know that wasn't directed at him. That was just, I was just rapping.
All right, now let's talk about you and Meek Mill for a second, because obviously that's a hot topic that's been going on. What is the problem with you two? Is it really just over this battling and then it just went too far, or were there problems before this?
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out the shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at. I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know. But I still kept it all the same. You know what I mean? Until I started seeing him talking crazy on Twitter. I know y'all know, like a couple months ago, he started saying little slick stuff on Twitter because I retweeted something somebody said. I'm not even sure if I read the whole tweet. I just wanted to let him know that people on the street want to see us still do music like how we used to now that he on. You know what I'm saying? But he started talking crazy on Twitter, so I wanted to wait till I got a chance to see him.
What do you mean by talking crazy?
I don't remember the exact message he put, but he is up there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, was it something you know was directed towards you, or could it not have?
Definitely, it was directed towards me.
He definitely added you in the tweets.
Yeah, he definitely directed it towards me, and he was talking a little crazy. So I wanted to wait until I got a chance to see him. He talking about, I'm always home, you could come see me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till I see him to see, you know what I'm saying, where we at with it. I seen him at the 2K party. We was busting it up. He was making it seem like everything was cool. I was in the studio the other day. I left it alone. And then a little while ago, people start calling me, telling me he wanted to battle me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that don't make sense to me. He know what I'm capable of. So for him to want to battle me, I just don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I was going to get the money away to charity. We got the sponsors to put up the chicken for us. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd be good for hip-hop. No disrespect to the music y'all play or the music that dudes doing nowadays, but it ain't too focused on bars how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Dude used to be focused on saying the craziest things, and now it's more about having fun. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd bring some excitement back into hip-hop. I thought it'd be a good look for hip-hop, for battle rappers, and for the culture, period. So I was willing to do it. But a little later, I found out that he ain't want to battle me. He said that he wanted me and Mook to battle, and he wasn't really wanting to battle, even though he said he wanted to get back in the battle game with underground rappers. He did say that. And he said if he could battle somebody that was on, it'd be even better. So from me coming to the table, I should have fit in that category. But, you know, he know what I'm capable of, so I guess he just reconsidered when I said I wanted to do it. So once I found that out, I left it alone till I was in the studio the other day. And all of a sudden, I hear he talking crazy on Twitter again. I look at the tweet.
Yeah, I got the tweet here. He said you gotta get popping first to battle
like,
me.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, years and years ago when he was probably in middle school, I had plaques on my wall. You know what I'm saying? I got platinum singles. So, I mean, everybody got their own opinion. You say he make better songs, that's cool. He got his little wave right now. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. But I been did that. You know what I'm saying? I been laid that groundwork for my city. So for me to be popping, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really understand exactly what he meant. But at the end of the day,
I guess he means relevant, like right now, like what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, but you know, once we get into that battle and somebody get their head bit off, then I'm gonna automatically be hot again. So but I don't want people to think it was some publicity stunt on my behalf. Like I just came up with this plan to attack somebody that's popping right now. I just was responding to what he was doing and what he was saying. It wasn't like I initiated it.
Meek Mill would then respond days later with a track called Repo, taking shots at Cassidy.
Really? Get your jig on. You a clown, now put a wig on. Nigga, I be going ham to the big on. All this ass around my dick, I got a fridge on. Body cast, put them in the body bag. Girl, nigga, we should put you in the body cast. You talking about a battle rap? How you gonna handle that? 100 grand, you ain't got the time for that. You ain't got the snacks for that. You know what we laughing at. Get your 8 on cash. And we ain't talking larceny, cause they all trash. And your goons ain't riding with you, they all mad. You ain't never put no food up in ARM. My dog caught a body for you, damn, he ain't eat from it. Now you mad at Swiss cuz you didn't get a beef from it. You know you f***ed up, right? Hey, no hustler. You can't cut a Philly no more. And not even because of this, you was never coming to Philly. You ain't been here in 8 years.
After Meek dropped this track, close friend of Cassidy, AR-Ab, would respond saying that he doesn't care about this beef and he's not Larceny family. Cassidy responded on January 5th, 2013 when he dropped his response to this track called Raid. And this track was 10 minutes of Cassidy absolutely destroying Meek Mill as he switched between different classic hip-hop beats.
You was a fucking bum. You couldn't even get your braids fucking done, it looked like you was growing dreads. And you must have lost your damn mind screaming all the damn time. You can't rhyme, and if it wasn't for Charlie Mack, you wouldn't even have a house to have a house party at. You could hardly rap, all you do is make party tracks. No Meek sounds so weak on a slow beat. You blew up fast, but now you got a slow leak. All you gon' hear about is how Cass aired you out. Who cares about how you supposed to be rich or how you riding your ghost, rolling on your wrist? You really hype, but you ain't even reppin' Philly right. You not a big willy just cause you know how to willy bikes. Your first album in that compilation flop, cause you tell a bunch of lies and you exaggerate a lot. Stop saying you was making guap hustling cause you wasn't. See, your name was Meek Mills and now it's Meek Mill. You couldn't even keep the f***ing Z in your name. You the biggest in the game, I got you cat shook.
Cassidy losing to Meek.
Now how does that look? Why you drop that song Repo? That was a whack look. The streets know them people need to repo your rap book.
Meek Mill would then respond to this on Twitter with a series of tweets saying, "Let's stop tweeting and give the fans what they want tomorrow. I'm done. This when you don't get time to write raps and we gon' donate. Then we could donate the money to the schools they trying to close. Our city need it. Let's do it tomorrow. You don't even come back home." And when Benny Siegel was in jail, he was never on PC, so we found out that was a lie. After tomorrow, I don't want to hear no more about it. Now we calling you bluff. Somebody put it up if you don't got it. I'ma be waiting, riding through my old hood in my new whip. Then, at Cassidy Larceny, you got booked for a body you ain't due and took a deal on your co-defendant, left him for dead, halfway telling. So then Meek Mill wouldn't drop a response diss track to this at all, but a couple of weeks later, Meek did an interview with Hip Hop Since 1987, and when he was asked about a situation with Cassidy and if he would respond, he said he wasn't going to respond and proceeded to call Cassidy a weirdo from the town. He also said that Cassidy doesn't come back to Philly.
Like, the streets want to know, like, you know, they've been locked on you for the last couple of weeks, you know what I mean? You've been going back and forth with Cassidy, you know, they want to know, like, will you respond or not? Like,
see, my whole thing is, like, you know, like, when you going back and forth with somebody, man, if you think 3 weeks back, you wouldn't have asked me this question. If we this record or whatever, and after this record, the next day you got to try to drop a new song and you try to benefit off me, that's when it becomes not a game no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't benefiting off of me. That little shit, your interviews, that go away in 4 weeks and 50 days or some shit like that. That shit is all over with. So, like, you know what I'm saying? When it become that, it ain't fun no more to me. It's a nigga trying to steal from me, basically. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I just let you hear 3-4 minutes of me going in on dude, but I ain't gonna drop it. My whole thing is, man, I make boss moves, I make power moves, I get money, I'm living life, I'm taking care of my family, my bills is paid up. If that's, you know, the game, it ain't nothing really going on right now. So for the internet wise, like, they don't got nothing else to look forward to when they wake up. All they got to do is Cassidy this and Meek Mill this. We ain't doing that no more. Nigga, make a single. Nigga. I don't do that all the time. That's not my twist. You know what I'm saying? I did it for the hell of it. You was running your mouth. First of all, we gonna get this out the way too. This is one last time. And this only for a Finney interview. Any of y'all niggas ask me about a Cassidy question, we're gonna cut the interview. This a hip hop, this Philly, so we gonna do whatever. We ain't got no limits to this interview. But first of all, cuz he a weirdo from the town. We ain't gonna use his name no more. Cuz he a weirdo from the town. He can't come back to the city, really. Last 5 times he been back to the city, he was back here with me or even ARF. He ain't addressed everything ARF said in none of his raps because he won't address it. He's scared to address it. He won't dare address that. And ARF ain't saying nothing new. He been saying shit like this. He only saying it because of the camera. We talk every day damn near. And this before, when ARF got shot 10 times, I'm the only nigga talking to him. When he did the song with Swiss, I played parts in putting that together with ARF and linking with Swiss and doing the song. You know, cuz it's not even official. Back in the day, it was either you with 50 Cent or Ja Rule. I was with 50 Cent. No disrespect to Ja Rule. I was with 50 Cent. Ja Rule, 50 Cent made Ja Rule look bad at the time. And I'm with 50 Cent, man. It's like, if you see O'Malley go on a DVD and talk crazy about me, don't listen to my raps no more. If he tell you, he might just be, if it's 45 minutes of just straight nonsense, he just going in on me, I don't want you to listen to my shit no more. It's real and it's fake, and that's the difference with the game right now, man. I stick to the script. You gonna see me with no tight ass clothes on, no freaky ass clothes, no dumbass songs to sell no records. I stick to the script. I make good music. I rap hood shit. I rap about money, the life I'm living right now. I ain't doing none of that freak dumbass shit. And for a nigga to say they made a lane for Philly, y'all niggas, first you had a dumbass song, Come to My Hotel. Drummer bass, a dumbass song. Drinking My Two-Step, a dumbass song. Nigga, none of my shit don't even go near a direction like that. My shit, I'm a boss. I'm talking about riding through my old hood. But I'm in my new whip. Same old. You ever see my Ghost before? Mm-hmm. I ride through my hood in my Ghost when I had my shit out here. Same old attitude. But they said they gonna rob me. See me never do shit. Meet me in the bathroom. I fuck a while the water running. That's me and Leak Wayne's out Vegas. When I said my youngin' in the other room fucking up, like, that's Malik Wayne's before he went to the NBA. Mm-hmm. I don't hang around a nigga because he in the NBA. You'll never see me with Leak Wayne's. That was me and him out Vegas. Been doing this shit was years ago. House party been out for 2-3 years now. And you know, my shit don't consist of that. For a motherfucker say they open. Only thing I say open the door for fucking Philly. I say Beanie Siegel. I say the Prop. A few motherfuckers from the Prop. I mean, really Freeway. I say Beanie Siegel. I say Freeway. I say the Roots. I say the Eve. I say Jill Scott. I say Will Smith. I don't think a homie when it comes to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And a Philly motherfucker shouldn't even want to represent. They don't even dress like he from Philly. Niggas wear 5X shirts and dumbass, fake ass Air Force Ones and do-rags and shit like that. Well, they don't represent Philly, you know what I'm saying?
2 months later, Meek Mill's doing an interview where he would spit his diss that he wrote towards Cassidy. 8 months later, Meek finally dropped the song on September 5th, 2013, when Meek Mill dropped a track called Kendrick You Next, where he would take direct shots at Cassidy and also warned Kendrick Lamar that he's next to get dissed.
I've been hitting where it hurts. This gon' make his dog max. This verse gon' hit this nigga harder than that car crash. That you should've died, then I'm mad that you survived it.
Just 2 days later, Cassidy responded when he dropped a track called Catch a Body, which was yet another monster diss track towards Meek Mill, as Cassidy was proving that he was untouchable in battles.
My tongue like a gun, it's time to let a slug spray. I've been made raid, but I ain't running out of bug spray. He been a that nigga always was. See, he a man, bitch, twerking on a man. Y'all, he grab balls, no damn mitt, but y'all ain't catch it. I'm infected, I'm too damn sick. They gon' have this disc bumping like a damn zit, cause this like trying to make a poodle fight a damn pit. I'm still ill, man, and you still a corny. I think this nigga Meek Mill's got a crush on me. I'm too real, you ain't never had true skill. I ain't broke, chill, man, I'm still worth a few mil. You remind me of Cisco from Drew Hill. Fuck how you feel, you got Lil Snoop killed.
The next year, in June of 2014, Cassidy did an interview with DJ Vlad, where he would say that the beef with the Meek Mill was strictly hip-hop. 2 years later, in 2016, Meek Mill was involved in a beef with The Game, and Game mentioned Cassidy on his diss track towards Meek called Pest Control. Cassidy did an interview with This Is 50, where he was asked about the situation, in which he responded saying that he messes with Game for shouting him out on the song. He also touched on the past beef he had with Meek Mill.
Recently, we just had this whole Meek Mill, The Game, and the Beanie Siegel shit. And there's a verse where Game getting at Meek, and he said your name. He said something about I'm on the way to Philly, la da da, listening to the old cast. Mm-hmm. What did you think of that when you first heard that?
Shout outs to Game.
Okay.
Game respect bars. Like, we got videos together where, you know, Game big me up for having bars, and this was back in the day.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So Game Ben knew I get it popping, and he probably know that me and Meek went through something before, so who else would you want to listen to at that time but me? And the old when I was going at him, it gave you a guideline and a formula of how to defeat the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, shout out the Game for that.
Right, okay. So what do you think about that beef as a whole? Like, what's your opinion on that whole beef? Like, what is your opinion on that whole beef?
Well, it's like, I'm not like I got little around me that be like all on social media and all that shit, like finding out the information and getting it to me. But I'm not like a vicious boy, like go to every site and know all of the information, and I ain't talk to them niggas personally.
Right.
So I'm not even sure if all of the shit I know is even the truth or what really started it, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not really sure. But if Meek, was like showing Nicki pictures of the nigga Safari popping the bitch, and then he got something to do with the cops coming to game crib, then I don't approve of that. It's like, I don't care where I'm from or what, I don't approve of that, but I didn't see the paperwork. I don't know if that's the truth.
Okay.
I don't know if what Meek's saying about the game is the truth, you know what I'm saying? That's between them.
Right.
And I don't feel no type of way about it. I seen a lot of people commenting on social media like, yo, help Meek, man. For Philly, yo, you should really help Meek, man. It's like, what? Meek never helped me do nothing. Like, when I had problems, like, paying a bill or something, it's like, where was Meek? Meek was, like, holding up all his money like he talking on the phone, and I'm like, yo, helping out. Like, Meek wasn't there for me, so why when a nigga got a problem with Meek, I should help him out? Like, that don't make no sense.
Right.
Especially when Game is my man. Like, I fuck with Game.
Okay.
Like, I done got money with Game. I done called Game out to jump on records with me. The Game was there. He's been on my albums before. We done did his songs and videos and all type of shit. Like, so I got money with Game. I never got no money with Meek.
Right.
So it's like, why would I help Meek? Or why would I get involved? That's between them.
Right.
But I like to see niggas going through that. I like the competitive, you know what I mean, energy that's getting back in the game. I like the way the temperature is shifting. I like what's going on because that's what I love. And that's where I excel at.
This beef would seemingly die down completely, but in 2017, Cassidy would once again do an interview with Vlad, where he would say that he doesn't consider Meek Mill or Kendrick Lamar battle rappers. Fast forward to early 2021, Cassidy appeared on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, where he would deep dive into his history with Meek Mill, saying that he started acting funny after signing his deal. Later that year, Meek Mill would have a falling out with Rick Ross and MMG. During this time, Meek revealed that his deal with MMG wasn't ideal. Meek expressed his frustrations when he tweeted, "I haven't gotten paid for music and I don't know how much money labels make off me. I need lawyers ASAP." So Meek Mill was at war with MMG for allegedly not paying him. Fast forward to February 2022, Cassidy appeared on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast once again, and when he was asked about the situation with Meek Mill and MMG, he said that he tried to help Meek Mill in the past, but it didn't work out.
You back in the day, you tried to sign Meek Mill, he declined, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I had a situation. It's like when I first got split. When I first split from the majors and I started to go independent, and I had an independent deal, and I was going to give him an independent situation to keep doing what he was doing on the streets, but get more of an audience. It was like a stepping stone before he signed to a major, because I know he was planning on doing that soon, but it ain't necessarily work out. You know what I mean? But I was just showing love to meet a dude from my city. You know what I mean? And I was in the business way before me, so I had a lot more information. And I knew a lot because I already been through them budgets before, already put out projects and know how the game go. So, you know what I mean? I was just trying to show him the independent format from that time, something that I was on at that time. So, it ain't necessarily work out, but business ain't fair. So you see what me going through now. Like in the beginning, when you first signing them contracts and they investing in you and you got radio budgets and you go from being a hood nigga to being a celebrity and everybody know you, there's so much going on that you blinded to the fact that the paperwork and the contracts and the situation ain't right. You just so excited to be in the predicament you in. But after you in that predicament for a minute, you in that situation, you know what it's like to be a star, you comfortable with it, then you start wanting to know where my money at. And once they start letting you know that you don't got no money coming in and you actually owe us money, then that's when you start asking questions. You start asking managers, lawyers, it start getting weird. And I seen it a million times. I just know stuff like that be happening. So, you know what I mean? I definitely spoke about that, not just with Meek, but with all of these rappers. I be trying to let them know that those are the type of things that come along with the game.
After that, nothing else happened, and this beef still has never been resolved to this day. It would be nice to see these two link up and drop some songs, maybe even freestyles for old time's sake.